Hi, it's Linda from CreativePLR.com, and I wanted to give you a tip for making some clip art that's unique to you. I know clip art and stickers and images of all type that I make with AI. That's really my happy place. I love to do them, but I also love to use them in different things. So I have a whole bunch of ways of using them, and that makes me happy too. But it all starts with the prompt, and it starts with the image you create. Now, when I first started, the prompts were pretty generic. I think most people's are, and you've probably seen these in some clip art packs. The dog and the cat road trip. Nothing wrong with it. It's a little generic. This is actually very cute. I can see that on the cover of a kid's activity book. It's very cute. Miles and tails. It's kind of funny. I forgot to put on a white background on this one. I wanted some flamingo clip art. And that's what I got. They're definitely flamingos, and it's definitely clip art. And I wanted some toucans, and that's what I got. I asked for that, and that's what I got. So as I began making clip art, I don't want just generic images. I wanted to have some kind of style to it. So then what I started doing, I would add an image. I would say cartoon dog and cat road trip. And pretty soon I kind of started running out of not ideas, but I got frustrated that they weren't exactly what I was imagining. So I went back to my friend ChatGPT and I started like this. And this is something that you can do. And everybody that I've showed how to do this, what happens is they get an entirely different list than I had. Everybody's going to get something different. And I'm going to teach your math brain's going to explain this to you. I'm using 3 different modifiers, let's say. And if I was using 10 words for each modifier, it would be 10 times 10 times 10, which would be 1,000. Okay, that would be a lot of choices. However, I didn't think that through when I first started asking. I was thinking I will ask it for 100. And the math teacher brain didn't start kicking in until after I already had some lists. And I said, wait a minute, 100 times 100 is 10,000 times 100 is 1,000,000. And then on one of these, it gave me like 300, which is like 3,000,000. So nobody needs that many choices. However, once you did the list, you can always go back in this same page or the same tab in ChatGPT and ask it. So the first thing I asked is, give me a list of adjectives for seasons and holidays. And so it started with spring, and this is the one that's got 300, summer, fall, autumn, winter, general holiday, Valentine's. That went through all the holidays, and it's at least 300. It could be more. So I've got all of those. And then I said, hey, I just want 3 or 4 for each theme. So I cut it down a little bit because I was getting a little worried at that point that I had more. Now can you give me a type of, and I wanted an art look, an art style or design like cartoon, watercolor, kawaii. Give me about, and I started to say 100, and I accidentally hit the button because I was getting excited about what I was doing. And it said, here's 30. And I was thinking, okay, 30 works. And then it said, oh, here's some more popular styles. They work really well with the seasons. So Chat was one step ahead of me. He was already reading my mind and knew where I was going. Now I need themes of people, places, and things like space, animals, fruit, flowers. And I started to say, give me 100. And he was reading my mind and said, well, here's 100. So it gave me all of these. It was even saying, look, you can go in and they can be mixed together for endless combinations. That's exactly true. They are endless combinations. Unless you live long enough to do all 3,000,000. I hope that you do. That's exactly what I want. I want you to take the 3 lists and combine them to give me unique clip art products I can create. Start by giving me 50. So he gave me 50. And I looked through them and I'm like, yeah, they're pretty good. But right now I want to do some summer one. There are some summer ones there, but I wanted to really focus on doing some summer. And he's given me quite a few Christmas ones too. And so I said, can you give me some additional combinations that use either summer or beach in the themes? And so he gave me all of these, which I absolutely love. And of course, there's 50, and he said, "Here, here's some fun and unique ideas that could become entire product lines," which I kind of like that one too. Sea turtles having a luau, and that sounds kind of fun. And so I went through them and I picked out a couple. I actually picked out three, and I'm going to go over to Ideogram. These were the generic ones. That dog and cat road trip. Here's the dog and cat road trip. Here's the prompts for, now some of them are weird. This one uses a big shoe. That's strange. But there's a lot of really cute ones. This is very cute. I can see this for a kid's party, actually. This is cute. It's a sandcastle on top of their camper. They're snorkeling. They're going on an ocean vacation. They've got their luggage full of shells. And this is cute. They're going either swimming. Oh, because there's that a little unicorn floaty that they're going to use. And they're listening to music. This one's just downright weird. They're fishing. That's what people do on road trips. They stop to fish. This one's under a mushroom. They're having a campfire. They're at a jukebox. So all of these came out as cute as they can be. Much better than had I just tried to experiment with and get them. Another one I did was I went back to my colorful tropical birds. And let me scroll. Here's my tropical birds. There's my toucan. Yeah, I want my toucan doing something. I think my birds were at the beach having a beach party. So they all look like they're having fun collecting shells and with a torch. And these are all so pretty. I just love them. The third one that I did was, and this is not going to be everybody's taste, but I have to tell you, when I look at this one, I can't stop laughing. I'm going to scroll way down so you can get the full picture of my beach monster. My beach monster having fun at the beach. He's not trying to scare anybody. He's collecting shells. He's got a pail of them. He's with the dinosaur. He's got a pinwheel. He's in a bucket. He's having fun. Now, I can't look at this without smiling or laughing because they just strike me as so funny. To get these unique things, you go back and you use the prompt make list and then have chat in the same tab or in the same window combine the list. You can have 4 lists, you can have 5 lists, you can have as many lists as you want. Think of it this way. If you're doing back to school, you say, give me some back to school items that kids might want. And then you say, give me some quirky kids with backpacks. And then you could say, give me back to school vehicles or back to school scenes. And then you say, now mix them up and then do back to school clip art with that. That sounds more fun than just saying, let's do back to school clip art and getting that generic like I had that flamingo at the beginning. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this and you start having some fun with your clip art. And remember, you can do this with stickers, illustrations of all kinds as well. Until next time, keep creating. Bye.